curriculum, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, sir. Okay. I heartily congratulate all of you for selecting our esteemed institute. Okay, and wish you all very best. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Fine. So I am Dr. Indira Hundekari, Associate Professor of Department of Biochemistry. So you have already came across about the introduction of the biochemistry, what you are going to learn in biochemistry, right? What are the keywords in the biochemistry? Then again, biological basis of life, this all, and biochemical, right? Biochemistry. It indicates the reactions which takes place in the living organism, biological things, right? So, for to carry out any reaction, either it may be chemical reaction, biological reactions, right? It requires something influence, support, or to get activated, right? For that purpose, what is your idea? What should be required? Yes, anyone? To carry out any chemical reaction, biological reaction, which might be influenced or might be activated by something.
Enzyme. Catalyst.
Right. Very nice. So our today's topic is
Enzymes.
Sudhir. Our today's topic is enzymes, catalyst of the living world. Right. So why we are taking this class now only is enzymes. You should not study only for the first phase, but you have to remember this throughout your career, right? Throughout your career, not only the academics, I'm telling throughout your career, right? So with this, you can understand how much important to study about the enzymes and to practice it, right? So various diseases, if you come across, right? Then our routine activities such as digestion, if you take, absorption, if you take, then again respiration, if you take, reproduction, if you take. So these all various reactions, it requires enzymes to take place, right? So in that way, enzymes is very much important in day-to-day life. That's what why we say that there is no life without enzymes. So you should remember enzymes throughout your career. Then only will think that you are alive. Is it right? Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So enzymes you have to study throughout your career. You have to remember. You have to focus it in diagnosis, right? As therapeutic purpose, right? And even in laboratories as it is involved in various reactions. So in that way, you should remember this. So I will not go exactly to the topic, but I will insist why you have to remember this throughout your career. What is the basic behind this, and in what way or how you can remember, and how it will enhance your interest to focus about the enzymes. So this is about medicine. Even if you come across our routine life also, in various industries also these enzymes are required. For example, to prepare some what we can say ready-made food or easy to cook foods and all, for storage purpose or to keep it in good condition, proper condition for longer duration of time, so that it can be act as a preservative as well as to enhance its texture or nature, consistency, color, and all, right? So in that way, even if you take the industries like washing industries and all, detergents and all, right? So detergent, it will break down the stains which you get. Either it might be of the lipid, it might be of the protein. So to break that, so in that way, everywhere these enzymes are very much important, right? But we'll focus mainly on medicine part, okay? So when we see or when we say anytime the enzyme, it will come along with the word biocatalyst, right? Catalyst, all of you are aware of this term, catalyst?
Yes, ma'am.
What it
Yes, ma'am.
what it means?
Ma'am, it's a substance which enhances the rate of reaction.
Exactly correct. Which increases or which speed up the rate of the reaction, right? So it the basic of that itself explains that it is required to take place any reaction, right? In our body, if you take in every second, thousands of reactions are taking place, right? Every second, I'm telling, thousands of reactions are taking place. Those reactions are controlled by various enzymes. So there are more than thousands of enzymes which are present in the human body, right? So each enzyme will carry out each reaction? No, it will be a specific one, right? So specific enzyme will carry out a particular reaction, and in that way, if that enzyme is deficient, obviously it will affect our health. So the enzymes are the basis of different diseases, right? And if you go through various genetic disorders, so most of these genetic disorders, the basis behind these genetic disorder is nothing but the enzyme deficiency. If you come across inborn errors in the children, if you come across any genetic disorders, so the basis behind that is enzyme deficiency. Though basis of these all biochemical reaction is enzyme, still these enzymes are not required in much quantity. These are not required in large amount. So even small quantities of these enzymes, it will carry out thousands of reactions, and if its deficiency is there, it will spoil your health. In that way, it is important. And as I'm telling that they are required in small quantities, obviously, study of these enzymes as a therapeutic aspect also will work out economic way, right? So thus, in diagnosis of the diseases, that means in various laboratories, the enzyme preparations are used to understand various components which are present in the body. Its reference levels, we can say, right? You might have heard various investigations such as lactate dehydrogenase or creatine kinase or AST, ALT, right? So like this different enzyme assays which are carried out in various laboratories, it will help in diagnosis of the diseases, as well as these enzymes, they are used in treatment. So therapeutic aspect, these are very much important. So in that way, enzymes are very much important in medicine because they are required in very less quantity. Still, they are very much necessary to carry out the reaction. So all biochemical reaction, it means various metabolic reactions that takes place in our body are carried out with these enzymes, right? So we'll see what this catalyst means. All of you know that it is a substance which speeds up a chemical reaction without itself being changed by the reaction. See, it helps to increase the rate of reaction, but it will remain unaffected. It will remain as it is. And we can get back the enzyme in that reaction so that it can be used for further reaction again. It means it is utilized, but how? Without changing itself. It will remain as it is, but it will enhance the rate of the reaction, or it will speed up the chemical reaction without undergoing any change in itself. we can get back the enzyme as it is once the reaction is over, right? So it is required in small quantity. It enhances the reaction. It will remain unchanged. These are 3 points. The next one, less energy is required when that reaction is carried out with the help of the enzyme. For example, if you take any reaction without enzyme in laboratory, and if the same reaction takes place with enzyme in our body, right? For example, if you see the breakdown of starch, you might have studied as a practical experiment in biology or chemistry department, right? Breakdown of starch with acid in laboratory, well as breakdown of starch with the enzyme, that is amylase. It will break down the starch. So breakdown of starch with enzyme in human body. So it when we compare this, about more than 6 hours are required to break down the starch in laboratory, while as the same starch is broken down in very less amount. That's why we can eat again after 2 hours or 4 hours easily, because whatever food we have taken, it is broken down easily, it can be digested, can be absorbed. So during that reaction, very less amount of energy is required. So this is the next point. Then after that, the catalyst help the chemical reaction to happen, and these 2 points already we have seen, that is, it increases the rate of reaction, it remains unchanged, very less amount of energy is required, right? So this is the basis. That's why we call enzymes as catalyst, as these enzymes which increases the biochemical reaction. So we call enzymes are biocatalyst. What we call enzymes are biocatalyst. So then we should know how these enzymes are actually, right? So enzymes are proteinous in nature, right? All proteins are not enzymes, but all enzymes are proteinous in nature. Got it? So enzymes are proteinous in nature, except few hardly. For example, ribozyme is one of the example, which is not a protein, right? So enzymes are proteinous in nature. Then whether they are only proteinous in nature? No. Along with the protein part, it will contain a non-protein part also. To that non-protein part, we call it as a cofactor. Why we call it as a cofactor? Because it will not increase the rate of reaction, but it is necessary to activate or to help the enzymatic reaction. So the enzymes, as we call it as a holoenzyme. Holoenzyme, it will include the protein part and non-protein part. So protein part is called as apoenzyme. Protein part is called as apoenzyme, and the non-protein part is called as cofactor. So this cofactor, it might be the organic ions, it might be the inorganic ions, it might be any vitamins, right? So different compounds which can help the enzyme to carry out those reactions, those we call it as cofactors. So enzymes are proteinous in nature. So whenever the enzymes without cofactor, it will carry out the reaction. So it is only the proteinous part. So it can also take place, but few reactions are there where along with this protein part of the enzyme, it needs a cofactor to carry out this reaction. Okay. So enzymes are biological catalysts produced by all living tissues, right? They are produced by all living tissues. Hence we call, without enzymes there is no life, right? It speeds up the rate of reaction. It lowers the energy input required for a chemical reaction to happen, and it remains unchanged at the end of the reaction. So this is the basis. That's why we call it as a biocatalyst. That's why we have taken this as the catalyst of the living world. Today's topic is catalyst of the living world. Why? Because of all these properties which are present in enzymes, or if these are the properties of the enzymes. That's why the enzymes are necessary to carry out all the biochemical reactions, and hence we call it as catalyst of the living world. Then how this enzyme it will work? How it works? Whether any enzyme can work or can carry out any reaction? No, because these are very much specific in their action. These are very much specific to the substrate, right? A particular enzyme can fit with the particular substrate only. One enzyme cannot act on all the substrate, right? So, sorry, if you take any key, whether any key can fit in any lock? No. Like that, a particular key can fit in a particular lock. Like that, particular enzyme can act on particular substrate. For example, if you take urease, urease will act only on urea. If you take lactase, it will act only on lactose. That is, lactose is present in milk, so it will act only on lactose and not on the starch. On starch, amylase will act like that. So how it works is the enzymes are very much specific in their action. Particular enzyme can act on particular substrate only, but there are few enzymes which we can call it as a group dependent, or we can club it together. For example, if you take phosphatase or phosphorylase, which will act on phosphorus containing compound, dehydrogenases to break down the hydrogen bond, like that. So we can group them, but still they are very much specific in their action. So any reaction will not take place with any enzyme. So enzymes are very much specific in their action. Along with this, it requires the proper condition, and then only it can happen. So it means that if the condition is not proper, the reaction will not take place. There are chances of that reaction, but it will not be that active as compared. That's why there are the requirement of the conditions. Those conditions we call it as a optimum condition. So at that condition, the enzyme activity is maximum. At that condition, the enzyme activity is maximum. So we call that the enzymes are most active, or they will work best when the conditions, optimum conditions, are fulfilled. So what might be your idea? What might be the optimum conditions? Anyone?
Proper pH, proper temperature.
Yes, exactly correct. Any more? Any more?
Substrate concentration.
Absence of inhibitors.
Exactly correct. Any more?
Absence of inhibitors.
Okay, it will inhibit the reaction. It will not activate the reaction, right? Inhibitors, it will inhibit the reaction. That's why
Promoters.
again. Okay, so little will go away. Just now said about the inhibitor. That concept in medicine, how it will work, anyone can tell? How the inhibitors?
Sulfa drugs.
Yes, exactly correct. So the basic is very much strong, I think. Okay, so we'll be very much happy with you. Right, so the optimum conditions such as substrate concentration, enzyme concentration, temperature, pH, and along with that, a proper time is also required. So to provide these all optimum condition to carry out these biochemical reaction is very much essential. So why we need to study then? So those enzymes, they are required in chemical reactions. Then why it is required? So as I'm telling, biochemical reaction means what? The reactions which are involved in metabolism. So this metabolism includes catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism means degrading or
Breakdown of the
Destructive.
substances.
Ma'am, we couldn't hear you.
Anabolism is now is it audible?
Formation of the
Yes,
substance.
ma'am.
So anabolism is synthesis.
Formation of the
And
substance.
yes, exactly, formation or synthesis, while as catabolism is breakdown. Right. So breakdown for utilization purpose. So the food which we take, it will be a complex one, right? It should be broken down into smaller fragments. Then it can be digested by the body. Then it will be absorbed in the body. Then it will be carried to the target organs where its action takes place, like this. Okay. So for catabolism, that is breakdown. For example, as I said, starch is broken down to maltose. Maltose, it is a disaccharide. So these are carbohydrates: starch, maltose, lactose, sucrose, galactose, right? These are all carbohydrates. You can take example of lipids also, right? Lipids are broken down by lipids. You can take down the example of proteins. Proteins are broken down by proteases.
Proteins.
So breakdown of these nutrients to the smaller fragment is carried out by different enzymes. So this is the just structure, how various steps it will take place. It will not be a single step reaction. Through various steps, the desired product is formed, and these all reactions are carried out by enzymes. Okay, so like that, anabolism is synthesis. So how whenever body is in need, again we can get back the carbohydrate. For example, if you are in fasting stage, right, or starvation condition is there, at that time how body will utilize, or how body will get the energy. To get the energy, we need again the carbohydrates. Then how we can get this carbohydrate, right? So in that way, that will come as a anabolism. So lipids are broken down, which will form different components that will again link to the carbohydrate metabolism, like this. So anabolism is also important. For example, how starch is synthesized. So this we can utilize in the industry purpose to prepare the foods, right? So for that purpose, it requires glucose 1-phosphate. Like that, again, all of you know that the carbohydrates are stored in our body in the form of, yes, anyone? What is the storage form of carbohydrate in the plants? Anyone?
Starch.
Glycogen.
Starch in the plant. Starch in the plant and
Starch in plants and glycogen in animals.
Exactly correct. Like that. So whenever body is in need of energy again, so first the starch is broken down to maltose and then to glucose. Required amount is utilized by the body, and the excess glucose is converted into glycogen and it is stored in the body, right? Then whenever body is in need of energy, at that time this glycogen, it will remove one of glucose molecule as glucose 1-phosphate, and this glucose 1-phosphate will link to another, and in that way it will form a starch molecule. So in that way, in synthetic reactions, again different set of enzymes will be required. Like catabolism, different enzymes, and anabolism, different enzymes. But there are also few reactions which are reversible. So most of those which are reversible reaction, there are chances that the same enzyme it might be required. At that time, what we can say, the role of inhibition, end product inhibition. Already that product is in sufficient quantity, so no need of formation of that product. Then body will give the signal, so it will stop the synthesis of that compound like that. So again, the role of inhibitors is important, how it plays, right? So if you take to remove the toxicity of the body, right? So the free radicals which are formed in various reactions, as the peroxyl radical is there, oxygen radical, free oxygen radical is there. So these free radicals, they are toxic to the body. So to remove this toxicity also, there are enzymes which will help to remove the toxicity. So one of the best example is catalase. So in that way, not only in catabolism, not only in anabolism, to remove the toxicity, respiration, reproduction. So there are n number of enzymes, n number of enzymes also, but n number of reactions which takes place with this enzymes. That's why enzyme study is important. So here few reactions I have mentioned. These are negligible. There are various reactions which takes place. Why I have mentioned this is substrate. If you focus, these are the nutrients which we take through the diet. So main role of this is the digestion, that is breakdown of these nutrients. Once the digestion is over, then comes the absorption. Then comes the synthesis of the other compounds also, which we don't take through the diet. Still, we are in need of those substances. Then how those substances are synthesized in the body? The intermediates which are formed during these reactions or during these metabolisms, they are involved in the synthesis of the substances which we don't take through the diet. Still, those are necessary for our body. Along with that, if you take, as I said, drugs, so utilization of these drugs as well as how much is required, that is utilized, and the remaining is removed. For that, one term which we can use is, anyone? Half-life period or half-life time, right? Have you heard this term?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that plays also very much important, right? If you take the role of the drugs which are used in the treatment of cancer, tumor markers, right? Treatment of cancer. So what is their role is, it will remain for certain period only. After that, it should be again removed, right? Is it not? Because they will be harmful if they remain in the body for longer period. So that concept is also there for this enzymes. So half-life period of these enzymes is also very much important to carry out various reactions. So these all points we should consider. That's why the nutrients I'm focusing. Why? Because this is the first step of to understand the metabolism and how these enzymes will work. So if you see the name of the enzymes, many times you can say, see that it will end as a suffix ASE, right? That's why we call suffix. So it will be denoted as the suffix ASE. That means ase, lipase, amylase, protease, right? Peptidase, aminopeptidase, carboxypeptidase, hydrolase, oxidoreductase. So these are the different set of enzymes which will indicate which types of reactions are going on. Whether it is breaking down the carbohydrates, whether it is breaking down the lipids or the proteins, right? So it will indicate a group of these enzymes. So one enzyme will carry out one reaction. That means they are very much in specific in the action. If you see this structure, enzyme, it will have a specific site, right? To that site only the substrate can get bind. So it means that the substrate should be specific to that enzyme, means the particular enzyme, right, and particular substrate will form the particular product. So in that way, one enzyme, one reaction. So thousands of different enzymes which are present in the body, they will carry out different reaction. Each enzyme has its unique protein structure. As I'm saying, we are saying that the enzymes are proteinous in nature. It means that it will have amino acids in it, right? Because proteins are made up of amino acid. So these amino acids which are present at the active site of this enzyme molecule, it will help to for binding of particular substrate to the enzyme molecule. So the substrate will bind to the enzyme molecule at a specific site, and that site is called as a active site of the enzyme molecule, so that the substrate will bind to the enzyme molecule at this site only, and then it will form a complex. That complex is further broken down, it will form the product and it will give back the enzyme. That enzyme can be used by another reaction again. So in this way the cycle will be continued. So each enzyme has its own unique protein structure and shape, which is called as active site, and where the binding takes place. So if you see, the substrate will bind to the enzyme molecule. Here I have shown one more structure. This is called as a inhibitor. So this concept is used in the treatment of these drugs, because as well as again the product, if it is formed in sufficient quantity, no need of formation of that substrate. At that time also it can bind. Again, if you see, there are different site of binding of this inhibitor. So sometimes the substrate will bind to enzyme molecule, or sometimes the inhibitor will also bind to the same site. That possibility is also there. So depending upon the need of the body, these all reaction takes place. I will not go detail about this because it will take a lot of time, and that you will study during the chapter as it is. Okay, but just you think that how it will get bind to the enzyme molecule, and that is the concept which is used in medicines. So enzymes are used for diagnosis of the diseases. So assessment of these enzymes in the blood, it will indicate the person is suffering from what, or it will help to come to the conclusion that he is suffering either from liver diseases, either from cardiac diseases, and so on. The enzymes are also used for the treatment, that is as a therapeutic agent and as analytical reagents. So if you see in laboratories, different kits which are used for analysis.